This is Smithy.tv.
Thanks for joining us. You're listening to or watching, depending on how you're ingesting this. 5 Questions with Jeremy Lalonde. I am Jeremy Lalonde. With me is Viv Caldinelli.
Hello.
Viv is a ridiculously funny director, writer. Do you perform at all?
No, not really.
No.
Not by choice.
Yeah, so the stuff you might be familiar with Viv from is Hotbox, Picnic Face. You've done some really successful shorts as well.
Yeah, not for a while. Not for probably about 5-6 years.
But that was kind of like how you cut your teeth, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's how
sure.
a great filmmaker cuts their teeth. That's
Pretty much, yeah.
Because you did, I always call it Randy, but the full title is...
If I see Randy again, do you want me to hit him with the axe? But yeah, Randy is generally what I call it.
Yeah. And that was a TIFF, right?
Yes. It was I did it at the Film Center. That was my
my thesis, kind of.
Yeah, my Film Center short, as they call it, and that was in 2005, and then it premiered at TIFF and a bunch of other festivals, and I guess that was kind of my calling card, so to speak. Yeah. And then after that, the money just started rolling in.
Yeah, really?
No. No, but I would say it led to, led to some great things, and
it was the inciting incident for the...
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it, I would say.
That's a filmmaker speak. There's going to be a lot of that. It'll be like a drinking game. Every time we make it a terrible inside film term, you can take a little swig.
Yeah, so it was definitely a fantastic experience, and a lot of the people that were involved in it, mainly the cast, I still work with today, and they've become good friends and colleagues, and so what have you. So it was awesome. It definitely led to a lot of things.
And so for you, what came directly out of that? Was like that how you got your agent, or was that?
Yeah. That almost immediately, like as soon as I finished the Film Center, then I got an agent.
Now, was that more to do, you think, with the Film Center itself, or the short, or was it like a combination?
I would say a combination.
Yeah,
I that's what I think, at least. I think the day I found out I got into TIFF, I got an agent.
Nice. Same day?
Yeah.
Look at you.
But it wasn't a press release yet. Like, it was still hush-hush. It was just a phone call. So
it was just random.
It was just coincidence.
It's a pretty good day, though.
Yeah, sure. Definitely it was. Yeah. It was an exciting time. But immediately after, like, I traveled with the short for about a year. Then that was great. Like, you meet a lot of people, all across, the continent, and there's more relationships that you build, network, and other filmmakers and stuff. And even though I really haven't did the festival circuit since then, I'm still in touch with like a lot of the people that I've met through different festivals and other filmmakers and that. But for the first year, I really didn't get any work, so to speak. I was still. Just trying to create work and trying to get your foot in the door still. And then I think, that pretty much led to, I think, The Owl and the Man. I did those shorts with Pat Thornton. And I think that was a good solid year after the fact, I would say, like summer to summer. The summer I finished the short, then I traveled, and the next summer, that was like my first paid gig ever.
Nice.
And that was with the Comedy Network. And
how'd that come about? You just went and pitched, or?
No, not at all. It was Pat wrote the scripts, and it was kind of a thing. I guess what happened was Pat Thornton was pitching the Comedy Network a bunch of ideas, and they said, like, if you could think of something to do with an endangered animal, we have. There's
we've got this niche audience that just loves to fuck with things that are on the cusp of dying out. No,
it was I think there was some money allotted for something to do with it. I don't exactly know, but all I know is someone at the Comedy Network said, Pat, if you can think of something, that involves an endangered animal, there might be some money. And then, so he came up with something about the brown spotted owl, with the brown spotted owl. And so I guess, and then it was legitimately a funny premise, and the scripts were very funny. And so I guess through them, they got me to direct it. And it did really well. I think it exceeded expectations, so to speak. And I know they were just going to do it for web stuff, and even in 2005, like web stuff was still kind of generally new,
Yeah, you were on the cusp of.
I guess
people didn't have the bandwidth to be able to download webs. That was the problem with the web at that point.
No, yeah, I think there's probably still people with dial-up.
Well, I remember you were probably one of those guys that waited for like half an hour to watch the new trailer because you're like, it's coming, it's going. And that's
yeah, that was a weird year, like 2005, 2006. I remember Craig Brown. And Nargang, who was in Randy. I remember when we're shooting, Craig was telling me about there's some dude in the UK who reshot the opening of The Simpsons, but all live action. And then he's like, it's on this website called YouTube, and you should watch it. It's cool. You should go on there. And he goes, there's a bunch of videos on there. And I never heard of YouTube at the time. It was still fresh and everything. So it's funny. He introduced me to YouTube, which is ridiculous. Now it's almost like kind of like you're just kind of born knowing.
It's a verb now.
Yeah.
It's like, I remember the first time I was at a buddy's apartment and he was watching YouTube and I was like, and I just kept on thinking, I'm like, that site's going to be down in a week because of all the copyright issues.
Yeah, they really police, they really like nipped that in the bud and everything. Yeah. It was chaos at one point and eventually, they cracked down on everything. But yeah, it was YouTube, and then I remember Nug was like talking about MySpace. And so you got to get a MySpace account. But nonetheless,
I totally skipped over MySpace. I never had a MySpace account.
Oh no?
Yeah, I got it. My first thing was probably Facebook. Was my first big social.
I had MySpace for a bit. I even had like a MySpace page for Randy, and then that year, a couple of my friends, they would have one foot in MySpace and one foot in Facebook.
Yeah.
And then they were saying, like, you try Facebook, like, it's a lot more slicker. And I remember trying it, and I did like it better. And then I just transitioned onto there. But I think I haven't logged on to my MySpace account in God knows how long.
I think I had to start one recently because it was the only way. I was like looking for. I'm just finishing a post on on a feature, and so I was like looking at the only way to find this one artist was through their MySpace page, and I couldn't. And it was like their page had certain controls where only MySpace users could like view their content.
Uh-huh.
So 20 years after MySpace came out, I had to only get a MySpace account because it was the only way to listen to this person's music that I wanted.
Yeah, I think with music it's still relevant, but it's even so, it's man, it's dying.
That's what it's for now, is bands, though. That's what
really?
I find. The only people I find that still use MySpace is bands that started off because it's the way to preview. But there's other things like SoundCloud or something.
Yeah.
Am I getting that?
Maybe.
I've been getting sent a lot of stuff on SoundCloud lately, which seems like a slicker version of MySpace without kind of the. It's got a social aspect to it, though, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
I've never been on, or I think I might have heard of it. It sounds vaguely familiar.
I just recently became aware of it,
okay.
in the last month or so. So I'm sure it's, in the music world, it's probably been around for a while, but it's just slowly kind of eking its way into the mainstream.
Yeah, but and they actually, going back to that time, like, they did it for web, and it was hugely successful. I think it was like, even like a South Park and Daily Show were two other streaming shows on the Comedy Network site, and it was right up there with them, if not beating them. I remember them saying, and then they started airing them during like Colbert Report and Daily Show and everything, and then that led to Hotbox, and then.
And was that just like your agent set that up, or just through friends?
No, it was basically because of the success of Al and the Man, they gave Pat a development deal.
Nice.
And again, that was about a full year from the time we did Al and the Man until we did Hotbox. So Pat got a development deal based on Al and the Man, and then they brought me along. I think I kind of got word around March or so that they wanted me to show run it, to be the creative producer. And then, man, like July, we got the green light. It was crazy quick. It was like an anomaly. Yeah, like people are in development for like years, and we just got this show. It all happened so quickly. Before you know it, like we were shooting, writing scripts, getting a writing room together, and that was that. And so that it just snowballed in the Hotbox. And then after Hotbox was a one and out. It didn't really do that well, unfortunately. And then that year was a bit dark. After that, it was just more like creating projects and
spent a lot of time in your underwear on the couch.
Pretty much, yeah, watching a lot of TV, playing a lot of games.
Is that the there was a quote I read recently, and I think it's attributed to Dennis Hopper. Is the only thing harder than making a movie is not making a movie. Yeah,
and just after too is the worst, because you have that kind of withdrawal.
Okay, and you believe that it's like this is gonna finally satiate me. I'm finally gonna be happy when this is complete. And then you're like, and then 2 hours after it's done, you're like, fuck, what's next? Why am I not doing the next thing?
Yeah. No, it's always weird, like your sleeping schedule after, like especially if you're shooting. And you're used to waking up very early and having these full days, and then after, like the first day that you're not shooting, it's just like you're up at like 5 or 6. You're ready to go to set, and you're just sitting there, and it's I always find that the hardest. But then it was we created a lot of projects in that year. Some of them went into development, most don't, but that's the nature of it, right? And then, so after that year was shit. I'll put it bluntly, like after Hotbox. But then the year after, things perked up. Like my feature went in development, and we went to the Comedy Lab with that. And then,
and you're still working, like that's still
definitely,
right?
Yeah.
The house they screamed in.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah. So we'll see what happens with that. So we got from Telefilm gave us some development, like the Comedy Lab, and as well with Chorus and stuff. So it was good. So we got a lot of development support, and then Picnic Face was the same year as well.
So before we jump into Picnic Face, so just walk me through like the Comedy Lab, because now it's called like the Comedy Feature Exchange or something.
Yeah,
isn't it?
Yeah. It's a different name, but same thing.
But so essentially that was set up. It's just a development thing. Like they don't do any kind of production financing with that, do they?
Not production finance. But back then they had development finance. They gave you some money for development.
But the idea is that you develop it, then you go get equity financing through
whatever you wanted. Essentially, they were there to kind of give you a boost and put you in the room with some good people. It was really, we had some fantastic story editors too that they brought along. It was a great experience. It was really cool.
So when you submitted, how much work had you done on the project?
Oh, fuck. Man, like, I don't know how many drafts.
So you already submitted with a feature, like a script done?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. And it was like, Bob and I did countless drafts.
Yeah.
Countless drafts. Like, so it was fairly polished when we went in there. And then I think we did 2 real good passes while we're in there, like accumulated a bunch of notes. The common denominators were, and then had another pass again, and then another one, and then then I got busy, Bob got busy, and then and then our producer as well, and then so it's kind of like when we get a chance, we're out there trying to get it made and stuff, but yeah, hopefully now it's kind of like everything's aligning. So I think maybe in the next few months we might get something going again with it, but we'll see.
So Picnic Face.
Yes.
How does that? I mean, that was kind of a direct. It's connected to Hotbox in a way, right? Like it's a lot of the same. No, not at all.
No, not at all. No. They're
just you. You're the only connection.
Me and Catherine Lutz, cinematographer, and Mark Montefiore, who was the production manager on Hotbox, was the line producer on Picnic Face.
That was it.
Yeah, that was pretty much it. No, I got hired because I think of Hotbox and just because of my strength in sketch.
Yeah.
That was it. And then basically, it's sketch is a different type of. Can you say this? It's like, I think only a few people can do sketch well, and it's not, I'm not even talking about the directing side and the writing side, like especially the writing side. That takes a real,
that's a huge skill set.
Yeah, definitely. but even like with Catherine with shooting and stuff, and Mark for planning and that. But it's so that was why they kind of wanted people that could work within those confines and excel at it. Because they've been doing like a lot of awesome stuff for years by themselves over in Halifax. So it just and everyone's personalities kind of gelled and stuff. So that's what led to working on Picnic Face.
And how was that experience working with as a director of a series like that? Mm-hmm. Were you also on as a creative producer as well? No, as a director. Just a director. So how much were you involved in the writing room at all?
No, not really. They would give me scripts early and stuff like that, or they would ask opinions and stuff. But it was the 8 of them. Or is it 7 of them? I don't even know. It was the troupe.
7.5.
7.5. It was it was the troupe and Gary Campbell and Mark McKinney. Basically, were in the writing room. I came in a little bit, not to write, but just more and I'm talking like a couple of days or so, towards the end when they're doing punch ups and stuff, just to kind of just the director's ears being able to kind of point out things like what would be easier to simplify or what have you. I would say almost no time in the writing room.
Yeah, but. And when you come into because that's a pretty well-oiled group there.
Yeah.
So how does it feel? Because do you feel like the outsider at that point?
Oh, for sure, a bit. Yeah, you know what I mean? More from, I would say, mainly due to my insecurity, maybe, or something. Okay, no. You know what I mean? Like because this is there's this. They've been working together forever, and they just have the shorthand.
And you're technically in charge on the day, right?
Not really.
Television's different, but it's you're the captain of the ship.
So on the set, you just try to kind of. When there's a troupe like that, the last thing you want to do is tell them what to do because they know what they're doing. It's more you're just trying to kind of capture it. It's kind of almost my job to be as invisible as possible, to be quite honest. Because they have, they know what they want, they know what they're doing, and it's just more about guiding them, hopefully capturing them, and just trying to make them the very best they can be and kind of capture it in the best way possible and facilitating their vision. You know what I mean? So. Generally, with each guy or troupe member, they would, I would know what sketches are coming up that week, and I would meet with all of them individually.
Make sure you know what they want.
Yeah, exactly.
You guys just get the most out of the time you're doing it.
Exactly. But then sometimes the schedule will just get crazy, and then you're just whipping things off. The schedule did get nuts on that one.
Yeah. But in a nice way, the performers are also writers.
Yeah,
so they know what they want. They know what they're going for.
Sure.
They get the rhythms of the joke. So it's not like you're going in there trying to explain it to them.
Oh, no.
The way sometimes you're dealing with when you're doing a script and it's actors that aren't writers. It's
And there was a lot of improv, too. A whole lot of improv.
Are you shooting multiple cameras?
Yeah, it was 2 cameras set up.
Multi-cameras, whatever that is.
Yeah, it was just 2 cameras, but sometimes they would just go off on improv, and then the way we're set up, we're not getting any of it, and that was always the worst because it was good stuff. And then I remember at one point there was a scene in the hospital, and I remember we're just flying through pages, and we're just so behind on schedule, and they just kept on going off on some of the tangent, and then I was just no, fuck, stop it, because we're not getting. Because it's just two singles basically, and so there's people performing off camera, and it's all this great stuff.
Yeah. You're brilliant right now.
But we're not set up for it. And then I remember I kept on getting so angry because we weren't doing it. And then I remember, I flipped out, and I was like, "You got to tell me when you're gonna fucking improv because we're not set up.
When you're gonna be spontaneously awesome."
Yeah, exactly. And then they're like, "Oh yeah." They were so apologetic and everything, and they're like, "Okay." And I was like, "All right, now action." And then they just fucking went and they started improving again. It was just they immediately forgot. No, it was funny, and I just put my head in my hands and just But you know what? It's when you're working with someone like that, with Picnic Face, you got to just you got to be ready to just to roll and adapt and try to make it the best you can for them, for sure.
So then, how do you deal with frustrations as a director? When you're just when you just want to freak the fuck out. How do you rein it in? Because you can't freak out. You're the leader. You gotta try to maintain some kind of control, or do you? Maybe is it your style? Do you
I very very rarely freak out or yell or anything. I'll just smoke usually, or I'll go off. No, I there's just On Hotbox, I never really like. I would always like in between takes or during setups, I'd just be like, all right, I got to get the fuck out of here, and I just got to like just think about what's up next, kind of think of plan thing. And there's nothing worse when you kind of just go and you try to find a quiet place to smoke and just gather your thoughts and just plan and stuff, and then there's just like someone on the crew trying to be friendly to you and stuff like, hey man, what's up? What are you doing this weekend? And I'm just like trying to be nice, but meanwhile it's just like, you got to leave me alone here. Like I because it gets you're planning, you're trying to shoot and everything.
It's the duck, right? It's like combing the surface but paddling like
so I don't know. I generally try to keep it together. I very rarely get really angry unless I need to, but it's to be honest, other than that one time on Picnic Face, like and even that was like nothing, so no.
Well, and then that's a good a reason to freak out, because you're getting this wealth of riches, but you're not able to use it.
Yeah, no, definitely. But yeah, no, I generally try to keep. I'm not that hot headed, No,
I think, there's enough people that do that job that are.
Yeah,
but I don't know if it serves you at all. Like,
no.
I don't know what you get out of it.
I don't think you get really too much out of it other than look like an asshole, to be honest. Like, I've been lucky. I've never been on a set when there's, someone freaking out like that. I don't know. I've been pretty lucky. Most of the sets I've been on have been pretty good. Whether it's like other actors losing their shit, or anything. But no, on the whole, it's been pretty. I had
one
blessed.
minor little freak out moment.
Sorry, 1 second, I'm gonna sneeze it.
You sneeze. Go ahead. Ready? And
here we go.
That's not bad. That's a good one. And it was a big long day. We're outside, a lot of kids, a lot of actors that day, and no resources to deal with it. Mm-hmm. Like, you don't have like all the ADs you should normally have or trailers. It's just a lot of stuff. We're shooting a lot of stuff, and I remember there's just one point where they're just like, well, what are we shooting next? And it's just like. And for me, my problem as a director is that I always feel badly. I feel like I want to make sure everyone's having a good time. Not necessarily having a good time, but everyone's in a good mood.
Yeah.
Everyone's enjoying what they're doing. Because usually the stuff I've been doing, people aren't getting paid much, if at all. Mm-hmm. So for me, it's like, if I can't pay them, at least I can make sure they're not having a terrible time. Mm-hmm. And so for me, it was just like, there's so much shit going on. And then there was just like, what are we shooting next? And I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Just shoot something. I don't care what it is. Just tell me what it is. Because at that point, I'm like, I'm trying to like change the schedule so this actor can maybe leave a little earlier, but also those kids have been here for probably longer than they should be, and it's just like dealing with multiple schedules. And I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Just someone decide what we're doing and tell me what it is. Here's the shot list. I don't care. And for me that was my dark time where I'm just like, and also my kid was there that day because we were shooting with kids, and he was like wanting to play with me, and I'm just like feeling like I'm the world's shittiest dad because I'm saying no all day. That was my hardest day. Right? And I felt like, I'm sure to other people it didn't seem like I was losing it, but in my mind, I lost my shit that day. But it's tough when do you feel that? Like, I remember once in film school, and we went to the same.
Yes, Niagara.
I think when I was in first year, you might have been in third.
Possibly, yeah.
You were like the guy everyone like looked up to. Too. I don't know if you knew that.
Well, that's nice of you to say.
Well, he made Viv. I don't know if you can see it anywhere online, but you made this really, really fun short called King's Court that everyone just.
Yeah.
Do you look back on that embarrassed now, or do you?
I can't watch it. No, I can't. But I can't.
But that's
watch.
A good thing, right? If you can't look back on the stuff you did a couple years ago and be like, fuck.
I wasn't a couple of years ago. I was like, fuck.
No, yeah,
I was
like a decade,
maybe more. That was in 2000. Yeah, 12 years ago.
Jesus.
I know that, and I think it's, a decade. A lot happens in a decade, and yeah.
Well, you're a different person now. You probably wouldn't make that film now.
No, I wouldn't. But also, like, times have changed.
Yeah.
Like some of the things, like I did in that, man, I can't believe it. Like, yeah. No, I do like the movie. Like, I remember. As soon as I shot at Elias Petrus, he was just like, you got to make a feature. Make a feature with that. Just
a feature version of King's
Just
Court.
Run up your credit cards and everything and just make a feature. Just get it done. And back then, that's when you shoot. And he was like, even shoot a digital. Remember back, like that was
everyone's like, back even.
And then I was just like, when I'm mini DV, no, fuck that. I was just like, no, I'll shoot it on film, like 16 mil or something. And then I remember reading in Entertainment Weekly.
Dodgeball?
Yeah, that was coming. Like, but that was about a year after. That, and there was just rumors of it. And then, it was about 3 years later.
And I killed it for
It
you.
came out. Well, yeah, as soon as I read that thing, I knew there was kind of buzzes of it coming out. I was just like, well, I'm just going to look like this guy's trying to, like,
the low budget version of Dog
Yeah,
Food.
so I was just like, onward and upward. And then, just like, you got to have, you got to have more than one good idea kind of thing.
Yeah, if you're still, I mean, you get these people that they're still hawking the film they made in film school 5 years later. It's like,
that's so sad. Yeah, no, that's it's.
Yeah, I stopped doing that 4 years after. So,
I remember looking. I had to update I had to give someone a CV the other day, and
and was still on there?
No. I had to, like, they were like, we want everything you've ever done. It was for, like, my U.S. visa,
Yeah.
or whatever, and they want, like, a complete,
They want 8
like,
pages of
every single detail, as many things as possible. So I had to go back, like, to all these my old CVs, and I'd say, so, like, I went back to one that was like 2000, like right when I was coming out of the film center. And then I remember, like, when I was looking at my film, like, coming out of the film center, I thought, like, that phone's going to be ringing. Like, got an agent, got a short in a festival.
Yeah.
Like, I'm
I
good
just
to
gotta
go.
sit here and stare at it.
Yeah, like, it's
Yeah.
And then, and then when it did in that year, I was traveling with the short, but, you're still like, what the fuck, man? Like,
why haven't I made my second feature by now?
and then I look at that CV, and it's hilarious, and it just comes
like, I wouldn't call me back.
No, who would fucking call this guy? I have like 2 student films, a CFC short, and like nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
But you had made it at that point. Yeah. You had your day. You got into TIFF. You got your agent the same day.
Yeah.
The blowjobs were lining up for you.
No blowjobs even then. No. So I don't know. I think, I was fortunate to get to make those films in Niagara. I think that was the great thing about Niagara. There was really no pretentiousness there. Like they
you
just like
made your shit.
Yeah, and you got to shoot on film.
Yeah,
that was crazy. And all free equipment.
In your first year, we never shot a video on the film program.
I think the first week or two. Remember those silent films you got to make? Or whatever,
well, that was one of the reasons I picked Niagara over like Ryerson and that kind of stuff, because I kept on hearing that they didn't shoot on film right away, and sometimes not even in your first semester you were making stuff where. All reports I'd heard back from Niagara College were that it's like you were making shit right away. Like it was really hands on. You were doing stuff all the time.
Totally. No, I don't think I'd honestly with a lot of the kind of places that I've went like from Niagara to the film center and stuff, like I wouldn't be there here probably because of them. But especially like Niagara for sure. I don't think I would have been able to do the stuff, expand, and kind of find who I was,
without those years.
Yeah, definitely, because they weren't like kind of conforming. They didn't kind of like
they didn't try to put you into a box.
No, and like shit on you for thinking, for just doing something very broad and just doing a broad comedy that was just stupid and silly,
Yeah.
I don't know if you'd be able to get away now. Maybe you would be able to. Things have kind of changed, but back then. It was almost like film was too expensive to fuck around.
Yeah, so why you do that silly shit on your DV camera?
Yeah, or something. You know what I mean?
Pretentious
or high 8 and fuck off. You know what I mean? This shit's like, you're talking about 40 cents a foot here.
I remember making those early shorts. And it's funny now because you're actors, you want them to kind of do nothing and just be natural. But I remember the first time I experienced that, I'm like, it was like the person had to light a cigarette or something like that. And I remember standing there going, you're taking fucking forever. Do you realize how much this is costing? I only have 1,000 feet of film. It's like, you're going to take all this film just lighting a goddamn cigarette.
Oh, man.
But,
I'm surprised everything turned out. Like, it's crazy. Back then, we had that Aton or whatever, right?
Yep.
And that black and white monitor. And half the time, I would just look at the first frame and then go, okay, where do we end up? Okay, we see where the pan ends and everything. Okay, go. I got to be over here because I want to see it like that. And you get so much trust in your cinematographer. And everything.
Had to.
Like nowadays, it's just like, and I'm still that way because I even with Catherine, when we shot the Pick Me Face and Hotbox, a lot of times it's just kind of like, she knows what she's doing. Why? Like you just have to trust your cinematographer, and that's
But back in those days, you were literally waiting for the dailies to come back from
you wouldn't know what the fuck.
You had no idea what it was going to look like, and you're just hoping it wasn't shit. Yeah, you had to wait a week or two. You're right.
Forgot what the fuck I shot. Yeah. You come in and just be real. Okay, yeah, it all cuts together, kinda. But then you couldn't. There's so many things. Well, our year was the first year to have Final Cut. to do our thesis projects on.
And our first year we were still cutting on the Steamx.
Wow. Okay. So we had all the Steamx on my third year, and then we got there was 4 or 3. I can't remember. There wasn't enough Final Cuts to go around, so we had to switch it up. But that was it. But then that opened up such a so many things, because when you're shooting on film, you couldn't do freeze frames, couldn't do slow motion, even though it was crap. Titles.
Yeah.
You couldn't do titles. It would just you'd have to go get opticals burnt. You know what I mean? Or shoot title cards.
Yeah.
Off of Bristol
That's
board.
how we shot title cards on Bristol boards for our early films. And and then dissolve, forget it.
No, yeah. It cost,
order one of those.
Yeah, and you had say how many frames. It was just every single thing.
Yeah, you couldn't guess. It's I think it's where now you're in the Avatar Final Cut. It's I'll try a 30 frame dissolve. I'll try a 15. You had to order those.
Oh man.
Kids, you don't. When we're the old men now.
I'm so glad that we got to work under those constraints and on the Steambacks, and really having to think about your edits and stuff and what have you. It was a good discipline. But even with my film center short, I have a 35mm print. Well, it's not mine, it's at this film center, but. Yeah. I don't know who, if you ever, I don't think anyone's ever going to shoot on 35 again. I'm so glad I got to shoot on 35.
Yeah, same here. I'm able to say this. We were the last generation of filmmakers that probably got to shoot on film.
Yeah.
And then.
Although I wanted to shoot the house they screamed around 16mm.
Yeah.
But then it's just it doesn't make sense.
Just send it to Mexico. Or
and who's going to do be the neg cutter? But I wouldn't even do that. I would just finish it on digital. It would just be But nowadays, you know what?
You can make it look like that anyway.
Yeah,
you don't even need the.
It'll look worse.
Well, that's it's kind of it's the nostalgia thing. Is it worth doing it for the sake of nostalgia when you can do all those effects now and make it look like that as well? Yeah,
and really. You're kind of degrading it. You're not if you're gonna want that 16mm look. So by shooting 16mm, you're starting off with a lower ground. It's at least shoot on, even if you just shoot on red. And I was having a conversation with a friend of mine, but another low budget feature that I just wrote, and I was saying he was saying you just shoot it on red. Those original red cameras are doorstops now.
Yeah,
but they're fantastic cameras. Yeah, you get the right glass on it, and then it's totally great. But that's you can make it look like 16mm, by degrading it and desaturating it or what have you. But
you have more control.
You totally way more latitude too.
I
used to shooting with reversal, that 16mm reversal that we had, and it would look like old Degrassi episodes. That was great film to use. That just had a wicked look.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's hard to duplicate, but you can get it done with you get the right filters and the right guy, color timer and stuff. And
that's it. Kind of shit, So what was the transition between Niagara and CFC for you?
Oh, that was tough too, because coming out of Niagara, I had King's Court, and that played in a festival in Toronto right away. At this Giggle Shorts Festival or something. I don't know if you heard of that.
Is it still around?
No. It was it was on for a couple of years, and so it played there, and I remember making up cards and screeners and stuff, and oh god, it was so sad looking back.
I know,
but just what your expectations are, not expectations, but just you're so optimistic, and you just think this could be it. Someone's gonna be there. No one's there.
The right person's gonna be there. And I have my thing ready.
Yeah, it was just So I did that, and then I was script supervising right out of the gate. And I worked on a few commercials and on Witchblade. I don't know if you remember the show Witchblade. I worked on that, and then I just, I wanted to direct. And the reason why I wanted to script supervise because I didn't want a PA, and I wanted to be close to a director as possible, just to learn and see.
Yeah.
And then, I was talking to a couple script supervisors that trained me, and they were just don't script supervise. If you want to direct, just go and make shorts. Don't, because you're just going to be the script supervisor that wants to direct.
You get used to the money.
All that, yeah. So then, and I was living in Toronto, and then I moved back home. I just moved back home, and I was doing wedding videos, and I was paying for my own shorts, buying the film to make my own shorts. So I made 3 shorts, in about a span of a year and a bit. They all did fairly well. Played in different festivals and stuff, and then with those 3 shorts, kind of out of school, I applied to the film center, But I had my eye on the film center. I remember even when I was in Niagara, I kind of knew that was a good logical step to take.
Yeah.
So when I was out so I did that, and that was just like doing wedding videos and stuff. And the business, I was doing well. I was making good money, and I remember my friends being like, "You got to expand. You got to get a few crews going and stuff like that." And I was like, "I'm going to Toronto, man."
Yeah,
like,
this isn't the end goal. It's like,
I just can't do this. Like it's just like I just can't. Like it just wasn't for me. You know what I mean? It was a good means. Like,
your heart's not into it.
No, not at all. And I don't know. I don't know if my friends back home, like they even kind of, I don't know what they thought if I was just like kind of
crazy.
Yeah, maybe just like, this is good.
You're paying the bills right now. Why
you're fucking dreaming?
What dream?
Yeah, well, it's not even that. It's just I just don't But once if you're going to film school and you're working in Toronto, on set and stuff like that, that goal is achievable. You know what I mean? And I just think it's a.
As long as you're an asshole.
No, and I just don't think they know. You know what I mean? The steps aren't clear to them. You know what I mean? If you work hard enough, you know the right people, and you make your shorts and hopefully do well, and you can go to the film set. There was I had these short achievable goals on the way to a larger goal kind of thing, and then and then as soon as I knew I was going to the film center, I immediately got an apartment, and then I moved immediately.
Yeah. How was the audition process for you?
For the film center?
Yeah.
It was really cool. It was I applied twice. I didn't get in the first time. I applied right after Niagara the first time, and I didn't make any shorts outside of film school. So they said they wanted to. So I got an interview, and but they wanted me to reapply the next year and make a short outside of film school.
Right.
So I did that. I made 2 or 3. I can't remember 3 I made, just to be safe. And then I went back. I got the interview again. The first time I had the interview went really, really well. And I was just I went from applying, not even thinking I was going to get in, to getting an interview, and then not really thinking much. And after the interview, I was like, oh man, I think I might be able to get in.
How many people are in the interview? It's you and...
There was me, obviously.
You were there? That's good.
I was there.
Yeah.
I remember it was Catherine Emsley and John Pays and Greg Klimke, Brett Sullivan, Charles Officer.
So a fair amount of people.
Yeah, there was a lot, and that was super intimidating. I remember walking in that room.
That's what I hear.
And
it's like getting your PhD.
Yeah, it was just kind of this thing, and then they used to have this trick that Greg Klimke used to always do, was he would put a bunch of M&Ms and stuff just in front of you. Like there'd be a tray of M&Ms in front of you, but just kind of far away that they weren't yours, but they were there. You know what I mean? So, and it was totally a mindfuck. And he would see, and they would all kind of I don't know if they would bet or whatever, but the big thing was if anyone would eat an M&M or take one. And then I remember I just kept on eating them the whole time. And then they kept asking, "Why are you eating the? Why did you eat the M&Ms?" I was because they were there. You know what I mean? And I'm all right. I remember
that's how you got in, because you're the only.
No, I didn't get in that time, but they still. I had.
And was there extra judgment if you ate the red ones intermediately?
I don't know, or why the brown. I think maybe Greg said that once or something like that. But I remember Brent, who was one of the people that interviewed me there, the alumni interviewers, and I had coffee with them last week, and he was saying, you're one of the only ones that ate the stuff. We always we were always joking about that, and I was just
So you stood out because you ate the M&Ms.
I guess so.
So there you go. If you're applying to the CFC, and
I don't know if they do that anymore. I think that was Greg's thing.
If you are and there's M&Ms there, go for it. Just go for unless it's the reverse now, because that's just it. It's a personal thing. I could put it out and be like, any asshole that eats the M&Ms, I don't want them. Because they're not paying attention. Or, someone else can be like, if someone eats those M&Ms, they're my kind of guy.
No, it was good. They were, I'll say the CFC has always been very, very supportive. It was an awesome experience. And even though I didn't get in, I remember Catherine Emsley called and just said, look, you got to apply next year and do some shorts. We want to see some shorts outside. And then they set me up with a couple of mentors as well.
Nice. And so you got the sense that they liked you. Yeah,
but then my second interview for some reason didn't go as well.
Because you didn't eat the M&Ms.
Maybe, yeah, it could be. I think I ate them. Because,
you're they're here again.
Yeah, but the novelty was kind of it was just kind of more I don't know, maybe, who knows what their mindset was. Maybe because they didn't want to make me feel like I was going to get it. I don't know, maybe because last year and I did kind of everything I needed to do to hopefully position myself better.
Right. So in your mind, you're like, I checked off all the things, and
so maybe they just didn't want me to have they just kind of wanted to put me in my place, make sure I wasn't too cocky or something. I don't know, but I wasn't. I was kind of like, I don't know if I got in.
What kind of questions are they throwing at you?
Oh fuck, I can't remember. Just more stuff like. I had a feature script, and they were asking me questions about that, certain things, character arcs, this and that. Where are you with that? And are you happy with this? What direction you like to go with it?
Yeah.
Kind of films you like to make.
So pretty specific, okay.
Yeah, definitely. It was very specific. It was looking back, like, that was a pretty cool time. It was pretty intense, and it was like, that was just like when, you're just starting out and everything was new, and Toronto was big, and it was like, there was just like, it was like this metropolis of just like all this, like, this mass of just like faceless like numbers and people, you know what I mean? Like, and then it just got really small very quickly once you came and you realize how small the industry is. But no, it was just like this new and exciting and scary thing, like, coming in and it's too bad. Yeah, it kind of gets small quickly.
It does get small quickly. Or especially, I think what it is. I think it's because you get used to your area and you don't necessarily travel far out of it.
Yeah, I just mean too about like the industry and the amount of people that are in there. Like you think it's just like hundreds and thousands of people, but it's just like it's small and everybody pretty much knows what everyone's doing and everything. And
another reason you can't be an asshole.
Yeah, no, totally. Word gets around. Yeah, and you can't be short sighted. That's for sure.
No. Questions?
Sure, let's do it.
You're looking at so this is how it works. So there's 5. You can veto any ones you don't want to answer. And
okay. Do I have to pick another one if I?
We'll do 5.
Okay.
So you just pick up. You can't look at it.
Okay.
Now you gotta hand it over. What's the worst thing that's happened to you that's most inspired your work?
Oh man. I think after I did Owl and the Man, and Randy did really well. Basically, I wanted to go back into TIFF. I remember I wanted to do another short. I felt like if I didn't do another short, I don't even know if this is the right answer actually for it.
Go for it. You can go 2.
Okay, no, it's just something I remember that like. It's more personal.
You felt like the pressure of like performing again, right?
Well, no, it wasn't that. Like if I didn't,
you disappear.
I would just disappear.
Yeah.
But there was one that I always wanted to do, like a Kionoskatsi, of malls, of like depressing malls, and it had nothing to do with like my past work. Like it wasn't really a comedy. It was a bit tongue in cheek, but like it was just very different.
Yeah.
And
just like a visual piece.
Yeah, and I went ahead.
Depressing malls.
Yeah,
nice.
And I went to all the malls in Hamilton and Kitchener.
So you shot a bunch of it.
Oh yeah, I did. I went and I got all the I got clearances to go into all of them and everything. And me and my roommate at the time was a cinematographer, and we had like the old the Panasonic with the Mini 35 adapter and everything, and all these lenses, and we just went to town, and we just spent 2 weeks going to all these malls, but. It didn't really do well, and I remember I submitted to TIFF, and it was like this weirdo piece. Like it was nothing like
Was it technically a documentary?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I remember I didn't get in, and that was just like
heartbreaking.
Oh God, yeah.
But okay, what was it? Was it just a lot of shots of music? Like there was no.
Yeah, it was like Kionoskatsi or like Baraka, but just.
What was it called?
Galleria.
Can you see it anywhere?
I think I've taken it off everywhere because it's it's not bad. I like it. How
long was it?
It was about 4 minutes.
That's a good length for something.
Yeah. And my friend Dan, we're wood hands. They did all the music for it and everything. And no, it was just a real good stoner piece.
Yeah.
But I produced it and directed it, wrote it, whatever, writing it. But I don't know, and it's kind of like this little thing, and I've always, even though it was the most heartbreaking thing, and I never really did anything, but it was kind of more just.
But you felt good that you did it.
I did, and I learned a lot from making it, and it was even just more about it was just a real good exercise in just composition, cinematography, and just kind of trying to tell a story visually, and so. even though it didn't turn out to be like the success that I really wanted to be, it's kind of like it's a success in my heart, Jeremy, kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Did he get into festivals?
It did. There was a couple of that did. I think it actually played the AFI, but I had a short back then, and I think they were. I think they were just being very supportive. We love
that Randy funny thing. Let's see what else he's got. What the fuck is this mall thing?
I remember, that was at the AFI Dallas, and they're fantastic. And they were just like, I think they were just being more supportive of an artist as opposed to really kind of like, it's fantastic. I needed it. But yeah, no, I don't know. And now it's kind of like I'm happy I made it, even though all that, and it was very difficult to make, and I didn't get the accolades I wanted or what have you. But no, I don't know. I'm almost glad I made that movie. I don't know if that answered that question, but
that's a great answer.
Okay.
There's no right or wrong here at all. Question number 2. Here we go. All right. I guess then. So, what was the weirdest thing you've ever found in your parents' bedroom?
The weirdest thing I found in my parents' bedroom. I don't know if I really found anything weird, like.
Or saying even in your house as a child that you saw and was like, what the hell is this doing? Even maybe you didn't know what it was at the time. It doesn't have to be limited to your parents' bedroom. Some foreign object that as a child you had a hard time comprehending.
I don't know. Give me a minute. It's going to be a bunch of dead air, right?
Dead
You're
air.
gonna.
Not unless if you're watching the video, you can watch me just smiling. Do you want another question? Do you want to veto that one?
No, I don't know. Let me try to think of something. I don't know, like with weird stuff. I don't know. I can't really think of anything off the top of my head. I can't. I don't know.
Got nothing?
Nothing comes to me.
All right,
Nothing
gone.
comes to me.
Next one. We'll scrap that one. That one doesn't count. This is question 2, part B. Oh, how did your mom and dad meet?
My mom and dad. Well, my original mom, like my mom and my biological father, they met at an Esperanto conference.
What's that?
Esperanto, like Esperanto, is like this. Was supposed to be the new like universal language.
Okay.
Back in like in the late 1800s,
I've never heard of this.
It's a mix of like a lot of like the Latin languages and German and some Slavic and stuff.
Esperanto?
Yeah, and they taught it in a lot of schools in Europe and everything, and
now it's dead. Like
there's some clubs around and stuff, but it's like
it's like a speakeasy kind of thing if you know where to go.
I don't know. Like there's some sites on it and stuff, but they every once in a while I hear it being referenced. Like I know on SCTV
never heard of it.
There was like Proposition 402. They wanted to make like Melonville's like national like language, like Esperanto was one thing.
Can you speak any of this Esperanto?
Oh yeah.
You can?
Yeah. Still.
Throw something at me.
Oh, and then I know on Red Dwarf, they mentioned it a couple of times. What's his name? The hologram dude.
Yeah.
He was like reading up on Esperanto, like trying to learn Esperanto and stuff. So my parents met at an Esperanto conference in Budapest. My dad was from Italy, my mom was from Hungary, and that's where they met.
And why were they there?
For Esperanto conference.
But like, what were they doing that led them there? Just because they were interested in it, or were they?
Yeah, they were just like nerds.
This sounds like science fiction to me. Like you have to say something in Esperanto now.
What do you want me to say?
Whatever you can say. I won't know what it means anyway. It could be complete bullshit as far as I know.
I don't know.
Can you speak fluently? Like I can literally throw anything at you and you can speak it back to me?
Pretty much. It'll be.
Gee, is it because it's just a combination?
Yeah, like when I travel Europe, like I can grasp like a lot of the languages. Like I understand like even with the German and French and stuff.
Okay, so what's a good generic? I want you to say.
TOS is la table.
This is the table?
Yeah. It's good and it's structured like English wise too. Like it's not like.
It doesn't jump around.
Yeah, I don't know what the word is, but like French, it's kind of something. So like the white car would be the car. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it jumps around the position of it.
But yeah, it's like via chamizo estas roja. Your shirt is red. I don't know. Like.
I love this because you could be fucking with me right now and I have no idea. I'm gonna look this up.
Yeah, no, look at it. It's yeah. Shatner did a whole movie in Esperanto as well.
He did?
Yeah.
What was it called?
I don't know. I never seen it. It's really fucked up if I see anyone speak it because it's only like it was like me and my mom will speak it now if we're talking about like Christmas gifts and shit. Like that's like
it's like your pig Latin.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like I have to buy like for my stepfather, for my brothers and sisters, it'll just be like we'll just run through a bunch of stuff and then everyone just gets pissed off because they think we're just
nobody
like,
else knows it.
No, it's like what are you two conspiring about? Kind of thing. But yeah, like my mom couldn't speak Italian, my dad couldn't speak Hungarian, but they could speak Esperanto. So that's how I was.
So that's they spoke. That's where you grew up with it.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Kinda. Yeah, I guess so.
That's ridiculously cool. My parents didn't do shit like that. You have a whole you have basically Klingon. It's kind of like the equivalent. It's like a slightly less nerdy. It's a more like highbrow Klingon.
Yeah,
what you can speak.
Yeah, it is. It's but it, you know, like it does come in handy. Like you know, when I can't really speak other languages, but I can
Esperanto?
Well, I doubt it. But you know, when I hear someone else speaking, you know, I can kind of get certain
Your
words.
automatic best friends?
No. I mean, like if I say like if I go to when I was in Germany or if I'm in like Paris.
Oh, you can pick up the languages.
Yeah, we were talking. I can understand things because like a lot of it's Latin and a lot of it's German too. And
how many other people have you ran into that can speak this?
Oh, just my mom, my dad, and there was this old
how do you
Estonian.
know? I guess the Shatner thing helps up, but it's like how do you know they aren't just messing with you? They didn't just make up this language.
Oh no, I've seen books and stuff,
okay,
and I've been on the internet. There's clubs, and my dad would be once in a while, or back in the day, he'd just be like, oh, there's a club in Toronto, you know, if you want to. Like, no, the last thing I want
They're
is
trying
like,
to send you out to recruit you.
Well, who knows? It'd be like some kind of like Jonestown thing or whatever. But no, I think if
a giant bowl of Kool-Aid in the corner. And we get free shoes. It's amazing.
If I ever saw someone so if I ever heard someone like speak it, it'd be really weird.
You'd run away.
Yeah, I don't know what it would be. It would be terrifying because I just haven't heard anyone other than like my parents really, and this one old Estonian man who's been long passed. That was my dad's friend when I was a child. But that's it, man. I think my mom's aunt, my mom's sister, can speak it too. Because last year, 2 years ago, my mom was just like, just speak to her. She can speak she's in Hungary. She can speak Esperanto. I was like, no, let's speak it.
See, you got to do something with this. This is hilarious. This is a great running gag in a movie.
Yeah, I think I might. I just got to find the right thing.
You got 5 years. If you don't use it, I'm stealing it.
Okay, fair. I
give you 5 years.
That's the deal. I'll do something. It's just I'm trying to think if I think I had some my company when I was doing wedding videos. It was called Esperanto Productions.
Ah, nice.
But yeah.
See, this is why I love the jar. I now know about a language that I didn't know about, and we never would have gotten to that just through a regular course of conversation. Oh, Jesus, this one's a bit heavy. Okay.
Well, I can pass.
The jar gives and the jar taketh away.
All right.
You can have one of the following two things: trust or love.
Oh God.
Right.
I'm too paranoid. I think I need trust.
Yeah.
I'm super fucking paranoid. I'm sorry.
If you love me or not.
Just fucking. Can I trust you? I think so. Is that horrible? Well, you know what? It's win-win either way because if you're blind with love, right? You know what I mean. Then the trust comes. But if you're dissecting one, you can only have one and you'll never feel it like the other. I don't know, man.
Because I think if you love something, you assume you can trust them until you realize you can't.
And if you trust someone, you really truly trust someone, you kind of love them. You know what I mean? So I don't know. So I don't know if you can. actually dissect one from the other. You know what I mean? I think they kind of go hand in hand. But if I had to pick one, I'm way too fucking paranoid, Jeremy. I got it's trust.
What are you paranoid about? Like, what kind of things?
Oh, everything. Like, I'm just.
What made you paranoid today? What was the last thing today that made you paranoid?
What? This jar. this jar of questions that I can't read now.
I don't know what's coming out either. I just know what I put into it.
Not paranoid, but you know, maybe a little bit. Yeah, I think you need to be. I think if you like it's good to be a little bit paranoid. I think it keeps you on your toes and it keeps you know what I mean.
Keeps you young.
Yeah,
but it ages you at the same time.
Oh yeah, a lot of worrying about nothing. I'll tell you that much. Oh, it can be exhausting. But it was still a story about. I shouldn't even say it.
No, you have to now.
No.
No, you have to. You can't. What are you doing?
No, we got past. It's too bad. I'm like a freak.
We've tapped into something here. All right. No. You gotta come back.
Sorry.
Oh, here's a good one for you. How do you know when you get the right take?
You just know.
Just a gut thing?
Yeah, like that's a fairly, like, you know, to be honest, like that question's fairly kind of broad.
Yep.
But
well, it's specific to each person too, right?
You just know. I think you just know, and sometimes you just don't know. Like you kind of just have to trust yourself, right?
Yeah.
And you know, more often than not, if you're doing like 5-6 takes of something and you're not getting it, I guarantee you when you go back to the cutting room floor, it was there in the first 2 takes.
Fair enough.
That happens like more often than not, I would say. You know, I think if you're going to be a good director, you have to have very, very good instincts.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, almost, I think, you know, even though if you maybe sometimes you can't articulate things, you just kind of know.
Yeah,
and
your gut.
Your gut. And that's that, like, even in whether it's casting or whether it's on the, you know, on the day or whether it's, you know, like a specific line on something. Yeah, I just think you just know.
Yeah.
You just know.
My rule is that I like to have 3 that I like. Mm-hmm. 2 for sure. But it's like we have time. I try to get a 3rd one because I find, you know, sometimes the first one that you're like, oh, that was great. It's just because it stopped sucking, or it was the first one that got close. You're like, oh, thank God. But it's like maybe it wasn't as, you know, you kind of trick yourself. It's director's delusion, is what I call it, right? Mm-hmm. So it's like for me, it's like I always try to have like 2 or 3 that I'm like, I feel good about those 3. And then, you know, of course, you get the room, and it's like, oh, no, it was the one way before that.
Totally.
But it also depends on where you're, you know, meshing up with something else, too. And like, oh, right, it was good because I liked it because of this, but it doesn't fit. And thank God the other one worked.
No, yeah, for sure. It's, yeah, all depends what's going on, too, on the day and what you're trying to do. But, yeah, or sometimes you just never get it, and you just got to move on.
Yeah,
like good enough. Kind of
no, it's true.
Who knows what constraints you have, what you got coming.
Well, yeah, it's also like the sun's setting, or it's like, or we're losing, or we're paying double overtime in a second. It's like we just kind of got to get it and good enough. And that's the shittiest thing. When sometimes I don't know if I've ever had to, or I just compromise well. I'm like, no, that's as good as it's going to be, and now I'm okay with it. So moving on. Maybe that's just what it is for me. Is I just quickly compromise, and I know that now I'm good. Yeah, and I just don't let it sit with me. Because what can you do, right?
Well, no. Sometimes your hands are tied, and you just got to move on. You know what I mean? And
or you don't know what to say, or it's like I don't know what to say to you to get this performance.
I've been in some situations where it's just like, fuck. Like, I don't know what to tell this person. This is just awful. And that's the worst. And it's like I'm not even listening to what they're saying. I'm just thinking to myself. Sometimes it's in certain scenarios. Say when you're like. So I've been put in certain scenarios where, like, you know, there's people coming up, kind of thing. Like, you know, say there's like an acting class or something like that, and you got to go in there. You're like a guest, and some of the people are just like, oh man, and yeah, you just don't know. Or even sometimes in auditions, I feel bad for people, and I like to give them a second read.
Oh, you have to, right? Because you can tell if someone comes in and they do a read, you're like, you're never going to get this part. Mm-hmm. But you don't want to just be like, oh, it was great. You want to give them a redirect.
Yeah, like, you know, but then so, you know, actually now I'm finding myself not doing that, to be quite honest, because it depends on how many people you're seeing that day, and you got to go. And
you just want to.
You got to keep going. But like in some a lot of the times, it's just nothing personal, man. It's just like I just know as soon as you walk through that door,
Yeah.
Okay, maybe when they say a couple of words, it might change my mind, but they're already like...
Yeah, I can usually tell before they even start.
Yeah.
Just based on the conversation they have
exactly.
before they even start. Like, and for me, it's like, and even some actors, they won't audition, they'll sit down and chat with you. It's like, that's enough for me. It's like...
Oh, please don't.
What's that?
I don't like the chatter.
Oh, no, but what I mean is the idea is that if someone doesn't want to audition, but they'll have a cup of coffee with you or a meal. It's
I see.
For me, like, that's enough. Like, I can get a sense if you can act.
I thought you meant like when on auditions and they come in and they start talking about all this kind of stuff, and then someone's just like, I got so many things like on my mind.
Yeah.
Small talk, like we both know.
Unless we already know each other.
That's a different story.
Do you find that you bring people in that you've already worked with?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Oh, for sure.
I find that awkward.
Yeah, it can be, but if they're professional and you're professional, they understand.
Yeah.
And that's just the way it is. And a lot of times it's not just your decision, right? There's other people that have to weigh in the decision.
Yeah,
too,
then it's fine that I don't feel awkward about it because I'm like, it's not me, it's that asshole over there wants to see you. I know you can do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Come, you're gonna be great.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But going back to is the talk. It's like I don't want to come off as rude, but
No.
I just you've got a bunch of auditions and you can tell it's kind of more or less we can tell that they're just trying to warm up to you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I always try to make people feel very comfortable.
Yes,
you know what I mean? But at the same time, it's just like don't stop it. Let's just.
Yeah. But then when it's on the day and you're not getting it, that's when it's.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I find that what I've learned is just removing my ego and just saying, look, I don't know what your choices you're making right now, but it's not working. So we need to let's make a different choice. And just being flat out because I think before it was like my ego was like, no, I need to have the brilliant. I need to be able to guide them and get them, and then it's me that has accomplished. But it's like fuck it, no. It's just like look, it's like something personal. I think you're great. You wouldn't be here if you weren't great, but this isn't working right now. What's a different choice we can make to me? And you don't do it in front of everybody because then you're prick. You try to make it private. And I just found for me that works better if I just be honest and say I'm not excited right now. We can make this more exciting, and then sometimes that doesn't work either. But at least I think that's my last resort, where it's just like excite me, do something, make it suck less.
I couldn't be an actor.
No, God, no.
I feel terrible for I don't know how they do it. They yeah, man. They that's a tough.
God bless them,
man. Yeah,
because they make us look good.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, coming in all those auditions and just always that constant just kind of no
rejection.
No, yeah. I wouldn't be able to handle it.
Yeah, and we get that to some extent, but it's like we're more in control to some extent of ours.
We get judged more, I think, and I think the problem too. It's just if there's a production and people are watching it, they automatically, if it's no good, they just blame the director. That's what I find. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just me, but who directed this? Kind of thing, that's the question that comes up, as opposed to I'm talking about people that aren't in the industry.
Right.
I think they just have this kind of thing where they just think the director does everything.
The director fucked it all up?
Yeah, and they don't know it's very collaborative. There's a lot of other people. Ultimately, the director has a lot, to do with it. But, on the other hand, too, it could be other things. But, yeah, I just feel it's almost like the same type of people that, don't, I'm trying to say here, how they measure success. I get that a lot, too. It's unless you're doing a big Hollywood feature, you're not doing anything, kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's the same type of people that kind of look at it that way. But yeah, I don't know what I'm trying to say.
No. What do we got? This is the last one.
Okay.
It's actually question 4 because you skipped one.
No, I got 2 here. No, we did Mom and Dad. We did the what's the worst thing that happened to you. Trust and love,
This
and
is 5.
this is 5. I know how to count. God damn it! I've been counting on my own since I was 20. Oh, if you had to have another filmmaker remake a film of yours, who would you choose and why? You can pick any of your films.
Yeah. Any of my films? Well, I don't really.
Do King's Court or Randy. Pick one of those 2.
Huh.
Dead air.
I'd like to see. I don't know. Who would I like to see do something? I'd like to see. I don't know. That's a tough question.
Okay, well, let's just pick one. Are you gonna pick Randy or King's Court?
I'll pick Randy.
Okay. And just for people who haven't seen it, what's the?
Oh no, let me. Yeah, I'll pick Randy. Randy's just. It's a short film. It's about 4 lumberjacks in the woods, and basically the head lumberjack chops one of his subordinates in the face, and then when he comes to, he doesn't realize that his face has been chopped off, or a good chunk of it. So there's this whole kind of caper about how they're going to sew his face back on without him knowing. So they get him drunk, and they find the face, they sew it back on, and then this weird power struggle ensues as they're trying to kind of hide him from realizing that his face is chopped, and it just becomes this disastrous mess of a power struggle, corruption of power kind of
story for the ages, really.
Yeah. And who could direct it? If I had to pick anyone, it can be like Canadian, or does it have to be
anybody, alive or dead?
Alive
you
or
can have
dead.
Sesame DeMille. You can choose him if you'd like.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't want anyone directing my stuff. I don't think there's some good filmmakers now that I like. That'd be kind of.
Someone would do something
you
different.
know what? No, I'd want someone just doing like a fucked up version of it.
Yeah, you don't want to pick someone that would do something that you would do. You want to pick someone that would do something.
You know, I'd maybe like someone like Jason Eisner.
Jason Eisner?
Yeah, I did Hobo with the Shotgun, just someone who make it a lot darker, a lot more violent, a lot more crazy. Yeah, and take it to another level.
Go to the next level.
I would rather have a Canadian do it.
Nice, good for you.
Yeah, he'd be cool. He'd do a good take on it for sure. He'd make it. Yeah.
Well, there you go. So now you have to send it to Jason and see if he'll put it together.
The feature, yeah.
Yeah, the feature.
Sure.
You can stretch that story. Oh, could you?
I don't know. I'm done with that story. I look at it now. I'm just kind of like, oh god. Like anything, I don't know.
Yeah.
After age, it depends. Like some things I do look back on. I'm like, oh, it wasn't so bad. I don't know why I was so because I get dailies, and I'm really happy with the dailies for about a day. And then they kind of suck. And then you get the assembly, and then I'm happy with the assembly. It's like, oh yeah, it all cuts great. And then after a while, you start seeing, I like things like when they're new, and then immediately I just start seeing the flaws in them and stuff. Mm-hmm. And then not so much anymore. But and with most of my stuff, it takes a while for me to like it again. Kind of thing. Yeah.
Like you need the removal of time, like after it's finished.
Yeah.
How do you finish it then? If you're just unhappy with, you got to like it.
With each stage, you like it again. You like it again.
Oh, okay,
when
good.
It's done, and after you've been in the festivals and you've seen it a bunch of times,
a million times.
Yeah.
Do you are you the one of the guys that goes to the festivals and you want to sit in the screening, or do you just come back in for the Q&A at the end?
No, I watch it. I watch it for sure. No, it's good to see and generally everything. Well,
that's how
I've never done that. I wonder what that'd be like, because it's kind of like.
Not watching and then coming in the end?
Yeah, I don't know. You want to kind of get the pulse of the audience.
That's just it. It's for the Q&A, you want to know if they hated it.
Yeah.
Especially if you made a comedy, if nobody laughed, Jesus.
So you can at least start apologizing. No.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I can't think of it. You'd have to be either very, very confident.
Well, I just know that from going to festivals where I've seen the person coming from home, I'm like, oh, you didn't. Because I couldn't do that either, I don't think. I think if I got into 100 festivals, I'd watch it 100 times, because I want to know, especially you and I are both comedy guys. Mm-hmm. So it's so important to know if it worked in the vibe. And especially because different audiences are going to react different ways.
Yeah, no, for sure. No, I don't think I've ever, if I'm there at this, if I'm in the building, or if I'm watching it with the audience, for sure. But generally, I'm most of the screen, I'm lucky I haven't had any kind of real bad experiences yet.
No food pelting?
No, when I'm nothing too bad. I've had a couple where it hasn't played well, that's for sure. But nothing I remember one. It was just it wasn't so hot. But there was no Q&A after, or thank God there wasn't. But yeah, if that's the worst screening I've ever had, I'm lucky.
Yeah.
If that is the worst screening I ever have. But yeah, no, I've been pretty blessed, definitely.
Nice. That's a good place to wrap it up.
Cool.
Yeah, you want to whore out anything? Is there anything coming up that you want? What's your Twitter handle for people?
Just Viviano, Vivieno at Viviano. That's it. Yeah, I Twitter. You know what? All I do is retweet, or I tweet out like football, but 49ers. That's it.
That's it. You don't throw out your own stuff.
A little bit here and there, but I don't know. I like. If I do, it's usually about mundane things.
Do you like social media?
I do. I like Twitter quite a bit.
You just don't like. You just don't feel like you have.
I'm just not. You know what? I never feel like
What you have to say is worth hearing.
No, it's not that.
Jesus, look what I just did.
It's just I don't know. I just don't feel the need to tweet every single thing, or feel the need that I have to tweet.
Right.
It's just more like I like reading what other people say, or their links, or their what have you, and retweet, and that's it. But no, I don't feel like it's necessary to kind of or I take pictures of my food. That's pretty much it. But no, yeah, I just don't feel like it. I just don't feel like I need to tweet a bunch of things. I don't know, unless if something comes up that I really think I will. But I'm not on there.
It's not on your mind. I have to tweet today.
No, I kind of more go to Twitter to read as opposed to tweet.
Yeah. I don't feel compelled. I feel if I have a thought, I let it sit. If it's still with me an hour later, then I'll plug it in. Or it's just complete instantaneous and it's the most stupid thing ever. It's one or the other. It's well thought out, or it's just so random. And it's usually the random ones that get more attention than not.
Yeah, that's true. If it's about shows or something here and there, something happens that but I don't. I'm a big tweeter. I always like to read.
Nice. All right, so to end, the tradition is either you've got to show off some kind of skill,
okay,
or arm wrestle me.
Okay.
Those are your two options.
I don't have any real skills. I don't know what to...
You got nothing?
No.
So we got to arm wrestle?
I'm all right.
I'm not very good, so you don't have to worry with that.
All right, I don't think I am either. This is going to be the most exercise I've had in
two lazy
months.
filmmakers. All right, how do we start? Lindsay Caniston.
3, 2, go.
I'll try. Put some effort into it. Oh, Jesus. Okay, now you're trying too hard. This is really entertaining for the people that are just listening. Oh my God, you're really good. Okay, I'm just gonna let it go. Wow, nice.
What? No, man.
No, you did good there.
You were.
We'll do the handshake. You got it? Something?
What was that?
I don't know. Claw?
There we go.
Good. Well, thanks for coming on, man. This is a lot of fun.
It was fun. Thanks for having me, man. Really appreciate it.
So, tune in next time. This is 5 Questions with Jeremy Lalonde.
The importance of providing examples is your ability to clearly communicate your concepts and ideas that will make it come to life in the way the concept appears in your head. If possible, show a number of examples of the concepts you like and would like to include in your corporate video. And keep in mind that you can provide examples for many of the elements you would like for your video, such as stylistic examples, sample locations, the look of actors, examples of effects, production, and graphics. Provide examples that you think will improve understanding for you and for the video company. The better understanding that both parties have, the closer you will get to creating the concept you're envisioned for the video.